Welcome to the Stormsurf video surf forecast for the Indian Ocean for the week starting Monday, May 26th. Brought to you by Kandui Resort in the Mentawai Islands, a great place to go surfing. First up, we'll take a look at the significant wave height charts for the Indian Ocean. As of 12Z on Monday, there is an area of disturbed weather producing 26 to 28 foot seas in relative close proximity to the Mentawai Islands and to southwestern Australia. This is good for swell in the 15-second period range, and so that is a good start for the week. Let's start out taking a look at the jet stream charts. First, we look for any sort of a trough, that is jet stream level winds that are pushing to the north, sort of carving out like this here. This would be a trough. Troughs in the upper atmosphere tend to support the formation of low pressure down lower in the atmosphere, which ultimately results in winds on the ocean surface, and winds are what generate raw seas, and seas, as they propagate away from the winds that create them, turn into swell, and of course that's what we surf. So right now we're looking at a little bit of a muddled pattern here in the Indian Ocean, a bit of a trough here, but then a big ridge pushing hard into Antarctica over the eastern Indian Ocean. Let's put this into motion and see how things play out. The trough continues somewhat, a little bit of wind here feeding into it near the Kerguelen Islands into Tuesday, and then it kind of gets washed out by Thursday, but at least the big ridge that was here in the east disappears, and so we get into this kind of a zonal flow. And what we're really looking for is another trough developing, and sure enough, you see it out here on Sunday. That's 138 hours out. Not a lot of wind blowing up into it initially, but that's enough. And then you get some wind also behind it. That is 130 knot wind. So this area here looks like it could support low pressure development, if not out and out gale development. So basically in this loop we have this one here currently going on, and then 180 hours out, another trough in the upper atmosphere. Let's see how that manifests down at the surface. So here's the broad low pressure system we were looking at, 35 knot winds, almost 40 knot winds, but these winds here aren't really aimed up towards either the Mentawai Islands. Actually, they're aimed away from them, and Western Australia. A little bit of sideband energy there. Not super inspiring, but there is some fetch here pushing north. That's good for probably some 13-second period swell. And that continues on for multiple days here. We're into Wednesday before it finally peters out. So that should generate some swell. We'll have a look at the significant wave height charts here in just a minute. And here comes another low under South Africa on Wednesday into Thursday, but it doesn't quite get organized. But then, boom, here you go into the weekend. One small but strong low, 50 knot winds, aimed pretty well up towards both the Mentawai Islands, 215-degree path, and Western Australia, 235-degree path, and yet another one behind that, just tracking under South Africa. But it sort of peters out a little bit, and then we're out into 180 hours. So there are windows of opportunity here. Let's see what happens down at the surface. So here's the seas we talked about before. This is again 26, 28 foot seas pushing north, so that's pretty good. Let's put this into motion, and that can actually pushes sort of northeast. That's good for swell, and actually for a bit of time here too. It continues to churn out some degree of fetch. So I mean, this looks like consistent 15-second period swell for this whole region here for 60 hours. That's good news. And then another stronger system, 28-foot seas pushing under South Africa on Thursday. It kind of fades out, but not too bad. And then a much stronger system. Look at this. This is pushing 46-foot seas over a small area. That's good for longer period swell. And we'll look at that. 225 into the Mentawai Islands, and also about 228 into Western Australia. So that looks pretty good as well, and it pushes pretty well to the east, and another little system forms ahead of it as well. Doesn't last very long, but still. There you go. You get 30-foot seas. We'll put it there, and that is, oops, sorry, there we go. about 210 degree to the Mentawai Islands, and Western Australia in about the 235 degree range or so. And then we roll that out, and then it reorganizes. Right at the end, reorganizes near the Kerguelen Islands, larger fetch area, 30-foot seas. So continued small to moderate development through the week. Let's go take a look at one other thing. We're going to go back in time a little bit. Thursday night of, let's see, that'd be May 23rd into Friday. Notice the system under South Africa, 40-foot seas over a good area. This is into Friday night, pushing northeast into Saturday. Doesn't finally fade until Sunday, just before it hits the Kerguelen Islands. So let's put this back. Take a look at Great Circle Pass here. Mentawai Islands, 15 degrees. Western Australia, 224 degrees. Now this is real interesting too, because this one relative to the Mentawai Islands, this is at an 18-second period swell. That is about 6.5 day travel time, with swell arrival expected 18Z on Friday GMT. This ought to be a good long period swell. Has plenty of distance. It was 4,350 nautical miles. Plenty of room to stretch out, organize. Should hit quite solid and be nice in the Mentawai Islands on Friday when it does arrive. So something to look forward to, plus the smaller systems that were behind this that we saw previously. So much coming for the Mentawais, Bali, Western Australia. Good time to be there. Book your reservations now. Thanks for watching. This has been the Stormsurf video surf forecast for the Indian Ocean for the week starting Monday, May 26th, and brought to you by our friends at Kandui Resort in Mentawai Islands. Great place to go if you want to go surfing and catch some of these swells. Thanks a lot. Bye.